Tell us, what was the most frightening one you saw? Like, what was the experience you had?
Well, I'll give you an example. When we were talking before, and I said I was so excited, and it was 1989. Somebody I knew somebody, and they needed an extra guy. They were going on a residential case. It was the first time ever going on a residential case. I was so thrilled to go and check this out. I didn't want to go on my own just because at that point I wanted somebody who had been doing it a little bit before me.
Yeah,
So I didn't
yeah,
want to go in and do something wrong. Um, and I went in with these guys, and I'll do the short version. Really, it's all I knew is that they hadn't been to the house yet. They talked to the lady. She was frightened out of her mind. She was experiencing things flying around the house, and she heard things, saw things, and I was like you were saying up there. I was excited to go at first.
yeah.
We got there, we walked in the front door, and the three of us ran right back out of the house, like nauseous. We're on the front lawn. We didn't smell anything, but something
Yeah.
made us nauseous. So right away, though, my head was going to like, is it gas? Is it carbon
Yeah,
monoxide? Is something weird? Because I always try to go for natural causes first,
of course,
eliminate
yeah.
them, then you're good. But we kind of gathered ourselves, went back in, and back then it was different. We didn't have all the equipment we had now. We had recorders, and they had like big shoulder cameras, and
Yeah,
we
yep.
we walked in the house, and we weren't even in there. I don't know, 5-10 minutes in the living room, about to start getting set up. Lights were off. All of a sudden, the guy next to me, he screamed through his camera, lens first to the floor. We hit the lights, and he was like pulling at his shirt and going crazy, and he ripped his shirt off, and he had 3 scratch marks from his neck to his spine that were like razor blades. They were bleeding. He was completely freaking out, and like I tell people, I didn't know these people well. If it was nowadays, I would have never believed it, to be honest with you. I would have said, they're setting this up. They're looking for fame. They're trying to get
Mm,
something, get on YouTube. But this was 1989. This was
yeah.
never talked about.
No,
This
yeah.
guy was fear out of his mind. I mean, he couldn't see what was going on. We got him to a mirror so he could see, and he totally freaked out. And it was later on, learning about demonology, that the stuff started adding up to me, because when they say, this is how many people you encounter say, "Oh, I woke up and I have scratches on me," but they look like, you scratch it with your fingernail by accident in the middle of the night, or your cat got you or something. These were like razor blades, and it wasn't until later on that I learned that when a demon attacks, they hit you with like a razor blade. The scratches are like razor blades. They're not like wide scratches. Um,
Mm,
there was stuff that she was saying that she heard knocks 3 times, all kind of things like that I didn't know about back then. But
yeah.
I will tell you this: I unfortunately, once we got out, we got right out of there, and they went to get clergy involved. But because it wasn't my team, and then their other member wasn't sick anymore, and he went back with them, I wasn't there for the final part of that, but I do know that they brought a priest in that did a minor rite of exorcism on the home,
Wow.
and as far as I knew, it cleared everything out, and it was good. But that was like kind of like my turning point, because a lot of people would have honestly run for their lives after that, and probably
Yep.
would have never went back, but honestly, I had a million questions after that.
Talking with the source.